Hi, I'm Benny from Crafters Companion. Do you love putting zips in your projects but struggle to get them lined up or accurate, and also to inset them as well, like this fantastic bag here? Well, we've got the perfect tool for you from Threaders. We've got the zip insertion tool. So when you open your packaging, what you're going to have is your zip insertion tool that has multiple sizes on there, and also you're getting your step-by-step instructions with the written word and all of the photographs. So it's going to take you through each step, holding your hand to get those perfect zips in your projects. So let's see how it works. So the first thing you're going to do is decide what size zip that you would like. And with the tool, you can either have a 4-inch finished, which is the gap that the zip is. So if I show you the bag here, you can see here that this is the finished size that you're going to have. So you can have a 4-inch, a 6-inch, an 8-inch, or a 10-inch. The other great thing on here is we've added a ruler on the side here as well. So if you need to measure anything at the same time, you've got this next to you that you can use it as well. And this is acrylic, so you can cut up the side of that ruler as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your zip pocket. So I've got a piece here that this is going to be my zip pocket. So when it's closed, that's going to be the size of our pocket, and we're going to have the zip in the top section. So we're going to take our zip pocket and we want to turn it over, and we want to work on the wrong side of the piece. So we're going to take this one. I'm going to go for the 6-inch finished. So what you'll see is on each section you've got a long rectangle, and then you've got a shape underneath that has grooves in it for you to draw through. So I'm going to take you through how these actually work. So we're going to decide how far down we want our zip and pop that on there, and then we're going to draw around. So I've got a heat erasable pen here, and you're just going to draw around this box. And I like to use 2 different colours at this point because then it differentiates the lines. And then I'm going to take a red one, and I'm going to now move up, so you can see there how we've got that rectangle. I'm then going to move it down to the corresponding shape, and the rectangle printed on the tool will line perfectly over the one you've just drawn. And then I'm going to draw this line in red. There we go. So we've got our position on there. So we're now going to take our outside piece of our bag, like this, and we're going to position this where we want the pocket to be on the outside. So we can do it in the centre like that, or we can do it to the side and do 2 of them like we have on the bag that I showed you. So if we do this one to the side, you're going to get your piece on there. Now you're going to pin this in place, and what you're going to do, you're going to take it to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch all the way around that blue line. You're going to ignore the red line for now. You want to shorten your stitch length as well to a 2mm, but don't worry because we have referenced this again in the instructions for you. So once you've stitched that all the way around, you're then going to get your scissors and you're going to cut through all of the layers on that red line. And what happens when you do that is, I get this one here that I've done, you can see that it turns through to the other side. So if I pop this back through just so I can show you how that works. So let me just pop, there we go. So we can see there where I've stitched around that outside rectangle, and then in here we've cut on the red line. So you're cutting all the way up the centre, and then you're cutting in to each corner, just a fraction away from your stitching. And then what you're going to do, we're going to put all of this fabric through that gap. So it's a bit like posting an envelope through a letterbox. So you're just going to bring it all the way through, like that. And then you're going to press it so you can't see any of the inside fabric. So if I turn it over again as well, so you can see it from the other side, see how we've got that all neatly pressed like that. So next you need to choose your zip. So on the tool itself, if we look at this, it gives you the measurements of what size zip you need. So I'm doing the 6-inch finish zip, so it's telling me on here that I need to cut the zip to 6.5 inches. Now you can have it longer if you want, if you're using zips on a roll, not a problem at all, as long as it's at least 6.5 inches. So I've got a pink zip here. So if I take my bag front, and you're going to position the zip right side facing up. So that's where the pull is on the top. And then you're going to place the gap that you've pressed over the top of that zip. Now I'm going to pop a couple of pins in. And what you're going to do is take it to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch all the way around the outside of your fabric. So your stitching isn't actually going to go onto the zip. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some pins in there just to secure that in place. One more. And what you'll find is, if you lengthen your stitch length as well, because you're going through quite a few layers, you'll have your 2 layers of fabric, your layer of your zip, you may have some interfacing in there, you may have some wadding in there. So if you go around quite close to the edge, and that's going to stitch it all in. If I bring in the bag that's finished, you can actually see here where it's been stitched all the way around like that. Okay, so that's the zip section done. So the last thing we need to do is just close up the pocket. So if we turn it the other way, so I've just got mine pinned in place there for now, but yours will be all beautifully stitched. What you're going to do then is bring the bottom of your pocket up to match the top edge. And again, pop some pins in. And this is where I prefer to use pins than clips to keep it as accurate as I can do. And they're going to match up perfectly. Okay, so then you're going to stitch all the way up one side, across the top and down the bottom. And then once you've stitched that, and turn it over, and you'll be able to open your zip like this one. Open your zip, and when you look inside, we've got our pocket all complete. So if you want to add those zips to your projects, to your bags like this, you've got quite a big zip in this one, but then the other one that we showed earlier, we've got 2 smaller ones in this one. The zip insertion tool is the tool for you.